When Rome reached the height of its power in the 1st century BCE, it believed Africa would fall as easily as Egypt had. Rome had legions, wealth, and emperors who saw conquest as destiny. What it did not expect was a Kushite queen who ruled not from fear, but from calculation. Before we dive into the main story, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting video like this. Her name was Amanishakheto, a queen in a time of empires. Amanishakheto ruled the kingdom of Kush, centered in Meroë, modern-day Sudan, around 10 BCE, 1 CE. Kush was not a fringe kingdom, it was a major African power, controlling iron production, gold routes, and trade networks that linked sub-Saharan Africa to the Mediterranean world. Rome's expansion into Egypt after the fall of Cleopatra brought Roman legions directly to Kush's northern border. War was inevitable, but how that war unfolded was shaped by decisions that made Amanishakheto one of the most underestimated strategists of the ancient world. The decisions that kept Rome at bay. She refused to fight Rome on Rome's terms. Rome excelled in open-field battles. Amanishakheto knew this. Instead of matching legions head-on, Kushite forces relied on mobility, terrain, and psychological pressure. Raids were swift. Supply lines were disrupted. Roman commanders found themselves fighting an enemy they could not easily pin down. This strategy frustrated Rome and turned what should have been a quick conquest into an expensive, embarrassing struggle. She used symbolic power as a weapon. One of the most powerful acts attributed to the Kushite queens of this era, likely under Amanishaketo's influence, was the capture of a bronze statue of Emperor Augustus during clashes with Roman forces. Instead of displaying it in triumph, the head of Augustus was buried beneath the steps of a Kushite temple. Every person who entered that temple unknowingly walked over the face of Rome's emperor. This was not mere mockery, it was a deliberate message. Rome's power ends where Kush's sovereignty begins. She chose negotiation when Rome expected submission. Rather than prolonging a war that would drain both kingdoms, Amanishakheto supported a peace strategy rooted in strength, not weakness. Kush negotiated directly with Rome, an unheard-of position for an African kingdom at the time. The result was astonishing. Rome withdrew from Kushite territory. No tribute was demanded. Kush retained its independence. Rome did not win Kush. Rome accepted Kush as an equal. That outcome was the result of political intelligence, not chance. She invested in culture, religion, and legitimacy. Amanishakheto reinforced her rule internally while resisting Rome externally. She commissioned temples, pyramids, and royal imagery that portrayed her as a divine ruler, a protector of the people, a queen chosen by the gods. This unity made internal rebellion unlikely, ensuring Rome could not exploit weakness from within. Amanishaketo's pyramid at Meroë was meant to preserve her legacy. Instead, it became the site of one of history's greatest losses. In the 19th century, European treasure hunters, most infamously Giuseppe Ferlini, blew open her pyramid with explosives. They were not searching for history. They were searching for gold. They found it. Exquisite jewelry bearing her name, rings, necklaces, and crowns, were ripped from their context and shipped to Europe. But in the process, wall inscriptions were destroyed. Ritual objects were removed without records. Historical texts in Meroitic script were lost or scattered. What vanished with the rubble were answers to questions that still haunt historians. Did Amanishakheto personally lead military councils? What treaties were signed with Rome, and on what terms? How did Kush educate and elevate women to rule as absolute monarchs? Her story was not erased by time. It was blown apart. Rome wrote volumes about its emperors. Kush wrote its history in stone. Rome's records survived. Kush's were shattered. Yet even in fragments, Amanishaketo's legacy remains undeniable. She ruled while Rome expanded, and did not fall. She negotiated peace without surrender. She proved that African queens were not exceptions but institutions of power. And the greatest mystery still lingers. If this much strength survived destruction, what truths about Queen Amanishakheto, and African power, are still buried beneath the sands of Meroë waiting to be reclaimed? To watch the full video, click the link on our bio, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting hidden historical fact.